Thanks for joining us on Tandem Radio for a very special segment, By Design, focused on helping you understand how God designed you so that you may be healthy and productive in fulfilling God's purposes in your life for many years to come. Now let's join our host, health expert and public speaker, Dr. James Proodian.
Welcome to the By Design radio program. My name is Dr. James Proodian of Proodian Healthcare and ProodianHealthcare.com, where health literacy is the key to longevity. And as long as God has us on this side of eternity, my show is designed to educate you and your families to feel better, function better, and live as many quality disease-free years as possible. I'm going to start off the week welcoming everybody back, or if you're a new listener, I invite you to tandemradio.com and go to the By Design tab, to the archive section, where you can catch up. This is the 25th show, and we've been covering a lot of subject matter. We're smack dab in the middle. This is part 8 of a, I don't know how many part series on nutrition. And last week we did a seven weight gain myths, which basically rolled out of doing artificial sweeteners and soda and high fructose corn syrup and its impact on the society. And its impact on the society is a big thing. One of my degrees is in public health, and the statistics, which I know so many of you, it's probably going in one ear and out the other with the obesity and type 2 diabetes rates. But in treating this for a living, a large part of our practice is centered on functional medicine, and I had gone over what that is in some of the earlier shows. But it's really connecting the dots between looking at someone from a structural perspective, from an endocrine, from a detoxification, also looking at the way their GI system works, their immune system works, their spiritual health is a major part of their overall health. And it really does go to Luke 1:37, for with God nothing is impossible. Education is at the very core of being healthy. It's not as simple as just banning a product. We could ban products and continue to ban products, and I think there are products that should be banned. But I look at it like if people were educated like they are now about smoking, and you look at the incidence rates of smoking, you would hope that now our young people are better educated to not take up the hobby, if you will, of smoking, because it's so detrimental to our health. Yet I don't think many people are aware of the processed, man-made, industrial-made food supply that they're eating every week. So that 90% of the food supply is processed, made by a guy named Bob in a laboratory. Yet God gave us a design. He gave us the very mechanism in which proteins, carbohydrates, fats, vitamins, minerals, and water should be assimilated by the human body, digested, and utilized. Yet every day, 90% of what Americans are eating are foreign to the very cells that are trying to digest them. So if a cell, and you think about, the trillions of cells you have in your body, and they're all differentiated into various different types, cells for your eye and your spleen and your heart and your musculoskeletal system, and they're all designed to do different things, but they require protein, carbohydrates, fats, vitamins, minerals, and water. And out of nowhere, 150 years ago, here comes the Industrial Revolution, and it starts processing this food. And the food, the cell doesn't recognize. So one of my favorite teachers and authors wrote an article back in 2012, and David Seaman, his name is, and he wrote a article, The Foods Cancer Loves. And the subtitle there is, many of your patients are pursuing cancer as a dietary goal and don't even know it. And he breaks down the biochemistry of why anti-inflammatory foods, which are loaded for prostaglandin D2s, it's a special form of a breakdown of something called arachidonic acid, which is highly inflammatory to the human body, was introduced through a processed food supply. So for so many years, people in my field of preventative health care and wellness care, using the science that we had to prove the model, he said something very interesting. This is his last paragraph. He did a whole article on why bad fats fats that are rich in omega-6 fatty acids, which create this arachidonic acid, which come from the prostaglandin E2 pathway, creates this highly rich inflammatory condition. 90% of processed foods are inflammatory, and it leads us down this road of obesity, high blood pressure, type 2 diabetes, cancer, heart disease. He said here, this type of information is no longer regulated to conspiracy theories in health food stores, as made evident by relevant citations in this paper. Additionally, and surprisingly, even the mainstream media is now reporting that sugar is a driver of cancer and stimulates the same addiction pathways in the brain as cocaine. Let me read that again. Even the mainstream media is now reporting that sugar is a driver of cancer and stimulates the same addictive pathways in the brain as cocaine. You know, we get so wrapped up into labeling and naming things, we forget that God gave us a plan. When you alter that plan and start throwing into the foods that we were designed to eat, things that man has mass manufactured, has taken corn and has made hydrogenated corn oil, has made it high fructose corn syrup, which we went over how Coke and Pepsi replaced sugar with high fructose corn syrup around 1980, 1981, because it was 1/3 the cost. They saved 1/3 the cost on that product. It was cheaper. Yet we watch the obesity rates start to spike. Type 2 diabetes rates start to spike soon after that. So being overweight and obese are among the greatest public health problems facing the world today, not the United States, the world, affecting virtually all age and socioeconomic groups. Obesity is a complex condition which poses a major risk of serious diet-related non-communicable diseases, including type 2 diabetes. We're looking at type 2 diabetes as the byproduct that obesity is not single-dimensional. It is not, oh, I ate too much, therefore I'm obese. It is a complex web that occurs within your body. There's multi-systems that are taking place to cause type 2 diabetes. The CDC director, Thomas Frieden, at the Weight of the Nation conference in July of 2009 said this: obesity, and with it diabetes, are the only major health problems that are getting worse in this country, and they're getting worse rapidly. Now, for the CDC director to make a statement like that, he knows his statistics, he knows his epidemiology, he knows the precursors, the things that are driving this condition. So you have to sit back and ask yourself, why has the worldwide obesity, why has it doubled since 1980? And with more than 1.5 billion adults obese or overweight. Wow, how did that happen? The U.S. has the highest rate of obesity in the world. Okay, so more than 2/3 of American adults are overweight, and more than 1/3 of American adults are obese. And according to the predictions, if the trend continues to rise at the present rate, 83% of men and 72% of women in the United States will be overweight or obese by 2020. I didn't say 2080, I said 2020. And if I could do my math correct, that's 7 years away. 83% of men and 72% of women. So this man-made illness, this man-made condition, which is a major precursor to type 2 diabetes, heart disease, and stroke, man has interjected a plan into our food, stress, and society, the way we process, the way we exercise, the way we look at our families. And I'm saying to my audiences, stop. Just stop. Because like I said about Luke, for with God nothing is impossible. With education, you can reverse this. You could treat obesity and type 2 diabetes very effective with lifestyle management, with taking back your health through education, through proper type of clinical nutrition. That does not jump on a treadmill and run for the next 4 hours, or just read the latest fad diet. So we want to be clinical in the way we take this apart. Just a couple of more statistics. Childhood obesity. Worldwide, 43 million children under the age of 5 are obese or overweight. In America alone, 32% of children aged 2 to 19 years old are overweight and 17% are obese. Now, over 80% of obese children are likely to be obese adults. That's parenting. That's us. That's us leading our children and treating our children. Because if they're 18, 19 years old, they have an 80% chance or greater to stay obese for the rest of their lives. So today's generation of children are predicted to be the first to die at a younger age than their parents due to obesity-related illness. And guys who are listening to me out there, and those who I treat, and those who I counsel, those who see me in a Wellness at Work program, and if you have a company and you'd like a free program, I have about 33 different presentations that I do for free. I come to your business. I've been doing this for almost 20 years. These programs are designed to educate, and the education of our corporations, of our masses, of our people, needs to be a grassroots effort. It needs to begin at home. That's mommies and daddies making those decisions. And like I shared with you with my soda story, don't even bring it into the house. It's that bad for you. It's that toxic for you. And it's that much of an issue that will drive the obesity and the type 2 diabetes. So I was sharing with my program manager here, Cooper, that today's show, I really didn't have a subject matter. This topic, I had a couple of loose pieces, and I just wanted to talk. I just wanted to have an open conversation, sharing some statistics about how we all, as human beings, waking up, putting our shoes on, are required to think and use our noodle, to eat, and to use our body. The decisions that we make using that noodle, what we put in our hole under our nose, and how to exercise every day will really be a major predictor of how we feel, how we function, and how long we live. And with God, nothing is impossible. If you're dealing with a chronic illness, stop and do something. Learn. Become educated. Don't just take one person's opinion. Don't even just take my opinion. Read other resources. Because there's real life help that I see every day, knee to knee with patients. And I thank God for the ability to do what I do for a living. I couldn't imagine doing anything else. But truly helping people knee to knee with science-based initiatives based upon the way we were designed, through our biochemistry, through our biomechanics, through our epidemiology, and through the way we are designed, I should say, through our epigenetics, the way our genetic expression is designed through God, and through grace and mercy, we have so much to obtain. So when you go shopping this week and you put food on your family's dinner table, I really do hope and pray that everybody is tuned in to feeling better, functioning better, living longer, not by hope, but through education. You've been listening to the By Design radio program. I want to thank you for joining me, Dr. James Proodian, for this episode. Please go to ProodianHealthcare.com for more information, and go to drproodian.com, which is my blog site, and please become a member. We're trying to get a grassroots initiative going. And Mom, if you're listening, thank you, God bless you, and I love you. Bye-bye.
You've been listening to By Design with Dr. James Proodian of Proodian Healthcare. To learn more, visit us at tandemradio.com, that's tandemradio.com, or on Facebook. And don't forget to email us with your questions. We'd love to hear from you. In the meantime, hope you have a healthy week, and we look forward to you joining us next time for more fantastic insights from Dr. James Proodian on By Design, a special production of Tandem Radio.